Yeah.
Did you read it 11 times on purpose because that's a master number, or is that just the number of times?
Just the number of times it turned out to be. Yeah, from cover to cover. I wanted to read it in order properly and then look at.
You got through all the begots.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of those. Those are crazy.
Dashton, do you believe in
Yes.
dreams? Do you think dreams can be premonitions? What do you think?
I only go by when I'm awake and I have witnesses, but like, I mean, you can have stuff like that, and I think I've had that happen, and I guess you can consider it. But if it is what it is what it is. Like, if you ever dream about something's happening like tomorrow or in 2 days, and it all of a sudden happened, then that's probably obviously true. You know?
Yeah, I was in the lake.
Yeah.
It's really cold in there. It was freezing. Oh.
It's all in her head, the whole thing, asleep or awake, whatever. I always count when I'm awake, though, and with somebody else witnessing or confirming what I'm seeing is really true, and I'm not lying to myself or the other person. Hopefully they're not lying, and then I want to find out if they're lying to me, and then I'm like, and it's really interesting also that, like, I'll see people in their life, right? And I'll describe what they look like. And then they'll come back to me with pictures of things that I've seen, the same faces and everything that was in my head. And that was just like so amazing to know that that's really real. So I want to find out if I'm really psychic. This is the whole thing too, while I'm doing it on practicing on just individual people. And you got the Virgo rising, bitch, and you're a Scorpio, my soul best friend. I'm Pisces, bitch. Hello. And
I love astrology. I've been an astrologer since I was a teenager.
What's your astrology signs? What's your moon rising?
Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Neptune all conjunct, and then Mars in Aries, Jupiter in Aquarius, and Mercury in Scorpio. Venus in Capricorn.
Jack, what are you thinking about all this?
Mercury
and Scorpio, you say?
Yep.
Oh hell yeah! There you go.
Investigator. The private investigator.
Jack's not having it.
I got Mars and Aries 2 B's. Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't go on an astrology.
And I got Jupiter in Aquarius, so we're lucky with the language of astrology. And it's in my 8th house, which is where my Scorpio beach, and my 8th house is Capricorn, so I have to live a long old age. Unlike other people get.
I don't think I believe in astrology anymore, but I had a good run.
Really?
I don't believe.
Are you fucking with us, or are you don't anymore?
Use the language.
After listening to this girl talk, I'm dead serious.
I like entertaining astrology, but no, I don't really take it to heart. That's dangerous.
Ooh, Matt, interesting question.
There's nothing dangerous about it. It's just.
Did Ruby have to say no more than once?
It tells itself.
Yeah, that's. I'm not here to talk about Ruby. I'm just here to sit on the panel.
Beautiful.
We're here to talk about the House for Wayward Hoes, right, Matt? We should go over the rules. Great, you got those rules pulled up.
This is your thing.
No, I think Matt and Jack have an interesting connection here, except for the Trump difference. That's a big difference, but
you can get over that.
What's the connection? They kind of look alike, or?
No, it's just sort of like being guided by higher spiritual powers.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Prophetic.
Yeah, and even when I stopped being a Christian, I've always lived by the dreams. Like, I live in Nova Scotia, and I had dreams about my grandmother in a little cabin, and that all came true. I ended up living in a cabin. I had 120 acres. So it's like, it was like, here, move here. This is where you should be.
Mm.
Yeah. Lots of dreams have come true.
That's fascinating.
What about nightmares? Your nightmares come true?
We should hook up, talk about.
Yeah, I've had bad dreams come true too. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruby's a nightmare, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Anyways,
I
I'm
think
gonna drop
below
off
them a
panel.
nightmare.
Thanks for having me up, Jack.
Blessings, Jeremy.
Well, Pisces.
Why does Jeremy always kind of look a little bit like he's upset? Is that the?
He
Did
is.
you do that to him, Grace?
He's got a
That's just
sour
called
face.
grace.
He's 36 years old, living in his mom's driveway. Wouldn't you be upset?
Wait, he can't come in? He just has to stay in the driveway?
He can't stream inside.
Damn.
In his mom's house?
Get in the driveway, boy.
She won't let him
Is
stream there?
that real? Oh my god, dude.
I don't know.
And then we've got the likes of JG as well. Welcome to you.
Does JG stand for Jesus God?
Wait a minute. JG, you already blew it, dude. Come back another day. I
Guess I'll
forgot.
never know.
I don't even
Wait,
know
you
what-
what were you asking him?
That was dumb. I just asked him if JG stand for Jesus God. But it was a joke I didn't want to have to repeat twice because it was so bad the first time. So thank you, Jack.
It's too funny.
Yeah, JG, you know your outburst was inappropriate, not welcomed. This here, back to Matt and I, okay? Because that is the truth. I found myself trusting in things that maybe I couldn't necessarily explain, right?
Yeah.
But it led me to where I am, and I've got this faith within me. I swear, the signs I keep seeing, guys, there's so much evidence. It's up to us to do something, right? To save the world from the world, the people.
And just talk with it. Encounter it. That's all it is. That's all I've known is just encountering the spirit comes and goes, whatever. Nice to meet it, whatever. So glad it's not destroying my light. And it's just, I'm in the light so I can connect with the light and try to find the light. And then like we can freaking call it to Jesus whenever, and he'll come when he freaking feels like it or whatever is, if we can get a hold of him or if he get a hold of us. And I've done it before.
Period.
So I did it again, but I did do it. So this is the only way to.
I love your bun today.
Again, just get a hold of the spiritual world, look at it for what it freaking is, and then deal with what's there and explain it. And that's all. I got you on a cuss rising, so I'll talk really fast, and I'll be the informative person talking.
Just talk fast.
You talk fast.
I like it.
I'm trying to keep up.
Thank God Lubass is here to show us his steering wheel and road noise.
Thank God. Thank God.
This experience we're living, guys, seriously, it's a dream of life. Okay, we are the life that has been dreamed, and we are the dream. We're here to dream and create the future together. And I believe we can do better than what our ancestors and what we're currently doing. I think it's time for, well, the message of John the Baptist, the message of Jesus, many, many others. Repent, turn to God, turn to love. That's the answer, guys. Seriously. I'll claim it, damn it. I don't always live it, but it's my goal, right? To be with love.
Right.
Yeah, I want a peaceful world too. I want, regardless of what people believe religiously or philosophically, it would be nice if we lived in a world where there was a lot less war and violence, and especially as a victim of violence since I was a child. Like I got bullied at school, then my mother's boyfriend was beating on me, homeless at 13, never went home, just on, and just so much violence I've seen. Like, this is the first time, the past 20 years has been the first time there's been no violence in my life. So I'm thankful for that, whatever that comes from, whether you say God or a higher power.
Do you know that Jeremy got arrested for assaulting his brother?
I didn't know that.
He doesn't have a criminal record.
I believe it, but
he said
he's harmless. Nah, he did, but he's harmless. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I visited him once. I did run away with scissors in my back pocket, but
I'm not scared of
overreacting.
Jeremy. I'm 236 pounds. Right?
No, he's
Put him in a headlock.
He's fine.
If anything, I'll teach him how to fight because I used to be a street fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I came from a bad life. Like I was hanging around with. I grew up. My uncle was a biker. You know what I mean? And I was in the drug trade. You know what I mean? For a little while, and yeah. So,
you look like a biker.
Yeah, thanks.
Sounds to me you're an example of overcoming.
Yeah.
And God has called you. You're following intuition. You're following spirit.
Absolutely.
Trying to figure it out.
Follow your
And he's not
intuition.
dumb about astrology. Yeah. It's working.
Well, this is why our paths crossed. We never know. We never know who we're going to meet. We never know what the other is carrying, good
I think it's
or
because we're
bad.
all crazy. Just saying. I really do.
Capable and
Well,
crazy
mental.
doesn't make a difference. Still capable.
Yeah, exactly. We can still make a difference. Yeah.
Period.
Sorry, Jack. I
Look at the
interrupted
results
you.
and
Go
evidence
ahead.
is what I want. For everyone to see the spiritual world is here with us.
We live in a crazy world. where it profits a few to keep the masses confused, right? It's the devil's game. I really do believe God and Jesus have laid the foundation for us. If we're willing to receive the opportunity, this is our lifetime to bring peace to the world in small ways or great ways. I used to think small, not anymore. God has allowed my mind to be blown, right? Things that shouldn't have happened. That's what I saw.
I heard Flow State laughing. My screen is all messed up. I can't even see who's up here, but I think I heard him. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me laughing.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jack's phrasing leaves a little bit to be desired.
It's very entertaining over here. That's why I'm here. I've been mean before, and I mean, I feel bad about that, but so I apologize, Jack, if you've ever seen some bad comments from me.
What's your astrology sign, Quantum Epic?
Libra.
Thank you, Bees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I always get along with Libras, and Aquarius is the best for some reason.
Yeah, who else was Libra? Oh, Hurricane Pero.
Is he a Libra?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a trip. He's a trip.
so good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to get a reading from you, Dash.
I would love to give you one too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'll
What's
give you
your
a sequel.
channel?
I'll give you a
Under.
sequel too if I have to, because I don't ever get enough out of. You don't get enough out of one reading from just one person
Right.
too. So there you go.
You do
On
astrology
my side, the
charts?
corner
or
of the soul, and then you get
tarot
somebody else
cards?
at the corner of their soul. Beats.
Nice.
It's
Sorry.
always for free.
Do you
And
do astrology charts or tarot cards? What do you do?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't do tarot cards.
Oh.
I just do birth chart analysis, my interpretation, and what it really actually means and stuff like that. And I'll show you what I want to tell you about it, roasting it as good as I can.
well, it's
for
not
you.
against Christianity. It
some
says in
roastable
Genesis.
Nice.
Doesn't it say in Genesis, I give you the stars and signs for seasons? You know, and so it's okay to the calendar. The whole calendar is based on the cycles of.
I think we got off track again. Jack's always getting interrupted. Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to be really quiet and
It's
polite.
so
Your moon is
easy.
Sagittarius thing, right? Your moon's in Sagittarius, Matt, or whatever.
Yes.
Right. Your moon is Sagittarius thing. Yes. I got moon in the 9th house and stuff, so it can be something. But I got moon in Aquarius.
I'm on the bottom mostly of
Good
the
friend.
chart, the southern part.
I want to hear all about and see all about. I want to do your whole chart, and you can do my birth chart too. Now, so you bring my chart, roast it,
Okay, here I'll put my
love
birthday
that.
in the
I love
private
that.
chat.
roast my chart, beaches. Grace, roast my chart, beach. I love you. I love your chart so much.
Okay.
Got Virgo rising. That was like the best thing that I could ever
Oh,
ask
Landry's there
for.
too. Hey, Landry.
It's to
Hey,
connect
what's up?
Hey.
because I can see spirits to them
What?
faster for my ability or whatever, my elements, whatever. Whoever y'all are, y'all can find other people's element, maybe easier to tap into them and see the
I'm
light.
gonna. Can I ask you a question to Matt?
Yeah.
Do you trust this person besides me to give you a good insight into your life with astrology?
Oh.
It wouldn't
Yeah,
matter.
well,
I'm just my opinion or something like that. My interpretation, my analysis, and he can. He has to believe it or not because it's about me roasting the
Yeah,
chart,
you
not
don't
him.
have to.
Nothing to do with
it's
him.
just
But it's like the
If he's
reason.
an experienced
I'm just
astrologer,
asking.
yeah, why not? If he's an
Well, I mean,
experienced
as somebody,
astrologer, why not?
I
I am experienced. I'm socially
Oh, yeah,
experienced.
Landry's
The
into
direction
the
and acceptance.
astrology.
no, and that's not, and I'm not trying to get in and I'm like, oh no, come to me instead. I'm just saying,
I know.
I feel like I must actually leave astrology behind for the rest of my life now that this person is
As if
expressing. Because it just sounds like nonsense to me.
It's the language that you might. It's pretty easy language. It's like
It is
given.
crazy.
What is your astrology sign and self? What is it supposed to be? Capricorns are the most stubborn when I ask them. Libras are like stuck up to it. No offense, bitch. Or they'll say they're Libra and be the most friendliest stuff ever. There's all kinds of people that I get reactions to, and I have it all recorded. I mean,
Oh, I like
it shows
I'm ready
itself.
for it.
It shows itself. The experiment is it for itself. It's what it is, an experience. You can
Right.
see for yourself. It's what the awareness has happened. You good for noted. Everything's good for noted. This shit is from when we were born, just because, and now we're like a picture of the forecast that we were, and we still continue this crap. And then we have a progress chart too. It gets even more complicated with people who word it differently, but I'm going to dumb it down because
I
it's
left you
dumb.
my details in the private chat. My birthday.
Really?
month here. Yep.
That's what I want so bad from people. And
Ruby's got a stellium in
Only-
Capricorn. Ruby has 6 planets in Capricorn. So
I don't know
very
who
difficult.
Ruby is.
It comes
Who?
on. Ruby.
Who?
She
The
comes on.
Aquarius?
She's been on with you for like a month.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. She has a stellium, 6 planets in Capricorn.
She's an
That one.
Aquarius.
Yep, Aquarius, but with lots of Capricorn, and I think Moon and Cancer.
Really?
Or
I
Leo.
get. I looked at her chart once or something, but I didn't get to tell her anything. It's just like a.
Oh, okay.
But hell yeah, I don't remember all her info.
I do
but,
everybody's
like,
charts.
Don't tell everybody. You do, Beach?
Gaston's all about this. He's like on and on about that. He loves it. I love it.
It never stops. It's the truth. It's fucking hell yeah.
It's
It
very
speaks for itself.
fascinating. Very. So,
I love astrology.
yeah.
I don't take it as a gospel. It's just a
It
tool. You
hel-
know what I mean?
helps you know what elements people are and what you can tap into as well and what you're feeling. And it's so good when you meet a Moon and Libra, Beach. Moon and Libra, that's your inner self, when your emotions, when you get close to somebody and you feel them, and it makes you feel intoxicatingly beautiful for no reason. Even if they're not saying anything that's intoxicatingly beautiful, who cares? It is their emotional vibration. And you can feel it when you're sensitive to age. When you're like feeling it, it makes you feel like you're on a crush with this person. No matter what situation you're in with this person, it makes you feel fluttery stuff and a butterfly.
I think that's why the
I'm
Bible
going to
refers to
interrupt this
God.
for just a moment. Thank you. Someone showed up that I actually. What's going on?
What's going
Matthew.
on, Jack? How are you doing, Jack Talcott?
What are you doing here?
Well, I figured since you invited me and you brought me up immediately, you wanted to talk about optics, and I mean, I have no problem telling the people exactly. I think people who are trying to tell you professionalism is a thing and your reputation, as you mentioned, is a thing, and certain professionals should be aware.
You're going to find shame for what you've done, Matthew Sims. Eventually, the truth will be shown and
I don't
cared
know.
about.
Did he do something else?
Yeah.
The optics just got low.
You're falling
What?
deeper and deeper into the pit, Matthew Sims.
What's the
Falling
story?
deeper.
What's his story? I've seen his name before in troll chats and stuff.
Well, as I've said, I feel and claim that God has been preparing me for something greater. And Matthew Sims, aka Snafu Snaps, has been a long test for my patience.
Okay.
Let me try, Jack. So if YouTube was a skyscraper, Snafu Snaps would be an amateur pilot with an expired visa and a box cutter.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
I said if YouTube was a skyscraper, Snafu Snaps would be an amateur pilot with an expired visa and a box cutter.
Well, he's been reaching out to people again to warn them about communicating with me and, painting these narratives about me. But I'm actually grateful, to be honest. I really am.
It's very original for Snafu.
Yeah, what's your story, Jack? I don't know anything about you whatsoever. They just dragged me over here. The Thorpes and the Jeremy and them.
There's something going on with him.
There's something going on with me. I claim this Live Without Fear. I claim it's a message from God for the world. I hope to share it worldwide, right? My goal, well, my testimony is I found God around 2018. It was a transformative year for me. My life kind of began again. I muted you, Landry, just for a moment. 2018 was a year of transformation for me. 2019, I found a new purpose, Veterans for Peace. So,
You're a veteran?
yes, sir. I
Okay.
served early 90s. So,
Nice.
well, I didn't see combat. God kept me safe, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
Lucky
see.
you didn't.
Yes, I tried. I volunteered for danger, because I didn't want to live.
Oh, okay. It was like
But,
suicide by military. Sort of. Yeah, I get you.
it was a thought, but regardless, service in the military when I was young, it led to a number of different things, but it became my purpose. And last year, about a month ago, I was traveling this way. I got evicted from my house last year, so I became a statistics of a homeless, disabled veteran for a short period, and then God graced me with some more resources, and I found a place to rent. Nice. And long story short, I moved here to Baltimore because I believe peace on earth is possible, and to do so, Donald Trump would be an incredible ally towards that cause.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a lot of power. So when did you become religious first? Like, how long have you been Christian for?
2018.
Okay, wow. So just recently, like not that long. Okay, I thought you were a long-time religious figure. I have no idea. I don't know anything.
No, this is the thing. God, I believe God is doing something pretty amazing with all of us here on earth. Yeah. And I actually think my story, my life it's been preparing me for something. I don't know what. I mean, I'm doing this. I feel comfortable doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Especially if you get like help magically. I have a life. My life's like that too. It's like, what do they call it in astrology? The 11th hour. Did you ever read what's his name there? The astrology guy, the Astrologer's Handbook. It's written by Francis Sakoyan and Louis Acker. It's written by a man and a woman together. It's the most balanced astrology book, and it's from 1973, the year I was born. But one of the aspects they were talking about said help at the 11th hour. And my whole life has been like that. It's like just right when you think you're doomed and everything's totally screwed, this just magical help comes, and it's just like, wow.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm on it. I can see your chart. You got all good stuff on that creature.
Oh, good. Thank you. So there is some kind of higher power. I'm not excluding it completely. I'm not an atheist. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Grace got that Virgo rising, bitch. Girl,
that's right. That's right.
So there's a way to see Jesus through that. In my experience.
What's her moon sign? I'm just interested.
Man, I'm forgetting right now. I forgot. It could be in Sagittarius or moon, and I don't remember what your sign was. I just know it's just Scorpio Virgo rising, and I completely got blank of what the moon was in. But I read the chart and I recorded it, didn't I? Or it's on your channel somewhere? I don't know.
My mother and brother are both Scorpio dragons. Don't piss them off. Very, very powerful.
I just know that her 10th house is in Gemini, which is what we're doing here. And then she got 4th house at Sagittarius, which means you got to travel and you have no, you know what I mean? Like no, you never have an actual home. It's always somewhere else foreign or something.
Well, it's perfect for RV streams, right?
But she could be like an Uber driver and stuff because she got 10,000 Gemini and be communicator and stuff.
Dashton, I really do. I love everything you bring. You've got such a beautiful energy and innocence to you. But I don't think you're seeing what I'm trying to do here or what I've been saying. It's like I don't know what I'm supposed to say to get people to have interest in what God is doing here.
Bringing us together to witness God and communication with him.
Yes. Okay. And so the idea I have, the idea I have, despite, some of the narratives, I may appear as a megalomaniac, right? I realize that. There's opinions like that about me, but what I'm suggesting is if we unite together honestly as people, we might be able to do something and save some human lives. Let's do something great with our life.
Everybody with big ambitions looks megalomaniac. That word.
Do something good for
Yeah,
our popularity. Do a good cause.
Megalomaniacal. I think that's the word.
You think events
Something
like
like that.
yesterday is
What he
going to make
said.
it harder for you to get in touch with Trump, for you to actually meet Trump? I think
Potentially.
events like it's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
how.
Are you on X, Jack? Because you can add him. I've added him a bunch of times. You know, like tagged him or whatever.
I've tried. I don't get attention.
It might be
The-
handled his account by his you know, people work for him probably. Most likely. Maybe.
Oh, you could repeat the
No,
words that you want
I
to
don't
tell
care.
him, and maybe it'll get to him like a note to him or whoever you want to speak to.
Attention, Trump. I know what you did last summer. Just immediately come out of the gate swing.
No.
Well, the reality is, I do believe that if given the opportunity to speak with Trump, I could get his attention, and it would be the beginning of further conversations. But the reality is, by the position, by the placement of God, he has probably the best chance in the world to bring peace to the world. So I actually think that the prophecy is when Christians unite together as a unified body, becoming the hands, the feet to do the will of God here on earth. We're going to work together to end the wars, to reclaim the world. Does that not make sense?
But what do you think, Jack, about like do you think some people are just born inherently evil? Like psychopaths or people that have like, you know what I mean? How would you make the world a good place if there's people that are born inherently evil with no empathy and
no remorse?
Yeah, there are people like that. I've met them in my life. I grew up with people like that.
The key is we flip the society, we change the society so those behaviors are no longer enabled, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because the reality is the good people outnumber the selfish and the cruel. We really do. And
I disagree. I think bad people outnumber good people. Because they did that psychology test. What's that one where they press the button? The people like would press it and the guy in the room next door would pretend he got shocked and they upped the voltage, pretended to up the voltage. And most people
doesn't mean that they're bad. That
that
experiment did not prove that they're bad. It proved that they're willing to follow orders blindly.
But that's what makes people bad, essentially, is that your desire to conform to anything that society tells you to do. Like in Germany, Nazi Germany, USSR, the Russian Revolution, you know, all this kind of stuff.
United States.
Yeah. What do you mean the United States?
Here.
You think people in the United States do not follow blindly?
Here, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's lots of people.
Pause for just a moment. Josh, you said Dusty could vouch for you and that you know me. You're not coming through if you're speaking.
I can't hear Josh, but I do vouch for a Josh coming up, assuming that's the right one. But we can't hear you, Josh.
No. Go ahead and maybe try reconnecting or something.
Love you, Josh. Come back, Josh.
I love you, Libra girl, wherever you went. Catch me outside sometime.
He's got that Thailand internet.
Okay. Well,
but he's a pretty smart guy.
This is where we're at. We are at a point in the advancement of the human species. We're connected all around the world, right? And the reality is the pains, the true costs of this war that's happening, the Congress, as I understand, didn't really approve, but they're still somehow funding. But this war has costs that we're going to be feeling quite a bit here pretty soon, all of us. If we don't,
you're already feeling it at the gas pumps. It's crazy, especially in Canada. It's like almost $2 a liter.
That's just the start, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, You're back up again, Josh. But are you there?
Josh, your audio's trash. We can't hear you at all. Get it the fuck together. You're supposed to be good at this sort of shit, and you're failing.
I'm not good at this shit. Can you not hear me?
Okay,
there you go.
Now we got you. So is that the voice you know?
Yeah, that's him.
All right.
Perfect,
Thank you, Joe.
Perfect intro. Perfect intro.
Golly jeez.
You just got to talk shit to him until he gets frustrated and starts working. That's what his wife does.
This is very true. This is absolutely true. I'll wait. Let everybody else have their conversation. Then you and I are going to have a conversation there, Jack.
I'm just here to watch Dash and try to get his pillows in order.
Well, please go ahead, John. I think this might be a great time.
Support.
So I ought forgive you for being a newer Christian as it goes. What does the Bible say about all that fortune telling crap?
I know such thing as that.
The Bible absolutely talks about it. But Jack's a new Christian. He should be.
Fortune
Actually,
is a word. I don't even know.
The Bible says nothing. I mean, it's written in there. I get what you're saying. But let's remember that even by the time of Jesus, there was lying pens of the scribe. If the devil was going to influence mankind, where might they go? Possibly, probably into the interpretations of Holy Scripture. That's my guess.
I have the exact quote for you. It's Genesis 1:14, and which states, "And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." So it doesn't say anything that's astrology is bad. It's saying that you
So the book of Deuteronomy, let's see, chapter 18, I think roughly around verse 9 go forward, doesn't say anything about this crap. You know that fortune telling stuff?
I'm not a Christian.
I don't know what scripture you're talking about, but I bet it don't. I bet.
What's that? Say it again. Deuteronomy. I'll look it up here.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, start at verse 9, roughly around there. Keep going forward.
Soothsayers and witches and fortune tellers are not the same thing as astrology.
Oh, so astrology is something a little bit different. What do people?
Psychic ability is totally different from astrology as well.
What happens when the stars align?
Hey, Josh.
With some awareness.
Did you grow up to follow the Pharisees and the Sadducees?
Oh, I'm absolutely an atheist, right? But I
you're
just
an atheist. Oh, that means
like more.
Josh.
Too.
Here, who's Dash? Please.
Do you want the exact quote?
Well,
Deuteronomy.
It appears Josh just wants to argue. And he wants to argue because it's the spirit of defiance within him, not the Holy Spirit. He's in denial. I love you, Josh. I'm grateful you're here. But
I think that's why we like him. Yeah, I think that's why we like him.
Well, I absolutely lack faith. So yes, I would deny. What's your point?
Wait, but Josh, are you claiming there's no sort of astrology or fortune telling or predictions in the Bible? Because the Magi were clearly astrologers.
Yeah.
They followed the stars.
Yes, the Bible specifically forbids it. This is what.
But
this
they
is what
were
Mosaic
astrologers.
all
The
about
three wise men. They literally followed the stars to Jesus.
Yeah, they followed the stars for navigation, right?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy is a little bit more specific about what it is, right? So when you start getting into the stars align and have something,
why do you care? Josh, why do you care?
Because I think I fundamentally believe that American culture is going to crap because
you like living in a cage. Okay.
Well, Josh,
my mind.
Josh, you're kind of missing
reality.
Dash.
What cage do I live in?
Oh, by the way, the three wise men, they didn't follow the stars for navigation. They prophesied an event.
A little bit of column A, column B, and the Magi were not Christian; they were Zoroastrian.
Okay, but they're good guys in the Bible.
Yeah,
weird.
They brought gifts for Jesus Christ. What?
Yes, because Jesus Christ, and there was a prophecy in Zoroastrianism, which predates Judaism and Christianity, that there would be like a star child born.
Yeah,
the point being, they weren't condemned. It wasn't like, oh, these are terrible people, never do what they do. It's like, oh, even being a Zoroastrian or whatever can lead you to Christ. Is that not clearly the message?
No, not at all.
Any type of person, any type of douchebag, you still.
Can I correct this? I studied Zoroastrianism.
Period.
Yes,
please.
As long as you're vaguely nice, man. Hippie Jesus.
Please,
okay.
Matt.
In the Rig Avesta, the holy book of the Zoroastrians, they say that in the end times will come a Sociant. That's their Messiah, the equivalent to Jesus, the Sociant.
Thought my internet froze.
Girl,
can we get some donos in here on both sides? Can we get some donos here, especially from Boy Blue Blubbering? I suggest you give Jack your money.
Josh, what's your point about the Bible?
Oh, it's not particularly about the Bible. It's actually about Jack himself.
Okay.
Wonderful. Then
Jack
should you and I
loves Christianity?
Well, should you and I have a conversation?
Well, that was kind of the idea. Is my question to you is, what do you think the Bible says about fortune telling?
Hey, how's it going? Here, I've got the exact quote. The term Sociant, also spelled Saoshyant, primarily refers to a central figure in Zoroastrian eschatology, described as a future savior who will bring about Frasho Kereti, the final renovation of the world where evil is destroyed and the dead are resurrected. So he's like a good figure that wants to eliminate all evil from the world.
But it's kind of impossible. But
Josh, let's go. Let's hear it. 1-on-1. You got the floor.
Yeah. It's just a straight up question there, Jack. What do you believe the Bible says about the fortune telling stuff?
Well, let's first qualify. What is the purpose of this questioning? What are we trying to do?
For you to become a better Christian, if you are one at all.
And now why is that your concern? And how are you to be the one? How are you to be the one to hold the standards? You sound like Josh. I don't want to be rude to you, but I want to insult you so much.
Do it,
please. Do it. There's nothing holding you back. It's your panel.
That's not Christian behavior. You shouldn't do that.
No, you're absolutely allowed to go at, well, especially people on my side of the aisle.
You're supposed to love your enemy and pray for them.
That would fit your hippie narrative.
Actually, Josh, it's not a hippie narrative. It's proven. It's fundamental psychology, dude. You are
psychology or Christianity. Which one? Which lane do you want to drive in?
Hey, Josh, why don't you shut up and listen? And then you might have known. Had you not interrupted me, it might have been a different point. Here, where'd you go, Dusty?
Go. Did you get Andy's? Did you get Andy's for?
Oh, I didn't read it, but I pulled it up. I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Thank you, Andy. Bunch of BS flying around on panel today. Thank you sincerely. Appreciate that. And good correction for me, right? Where's my manners? There you go.
This is how you got to acknowledge these if you want more of them. And Ashton sends in $5 to the Giftno State. Read my previous comment. All right, let me find that. His previous comment said, I'll dono if I may have my link dropped because I did my first live today. Drop it away, man. You got a wrench? Don't you have a wrench? You don't have a wrench. All right, I'll drop it.
And Jack, even though I'm not a Christian anymore, I try never to hurt anybody that hasn't hurt me first. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because then that's like you're harming someone that's innocent.
I fully support the concept of hurting people. There are a large portion of people that ought to be hurt.
Josh, that is the secular way. That's the anti-Christ
I'm a secularist, obviously.
Right, clearly. So what I'm suggesting is there's room for improvement. because truly the only way to live freely, it is the way that Jesus showed. He is the truth, the light, and the
freely
way.
From
right?
what? Freely from what?
Free from guilt, free from shame, free from hate, free from resentment. It's all better.
Resentment, shame, right? Like, aren't these like which lane do you want to drive in, right? You want to free from guilt. Guilt from what? Guilt from sin. Don't sin.
Right.
Well, okay. What else?
You're only going to feel guilt if you harm innocent people. If you're harming people that have harmed you first, and you're just fighting back, defending yourself.
We'd never agree on who's innocent and who's not innocent.
Well,
right? Like,
anyone that initiates harm.
What if you take a preemptive action to stop harm, like an actionable threat?
That's not justified because they haven't done it yet.
So stopping somebody from killing somebody is not justified?
No, if they haven't actually tried to kill the person. That makes no sense.
Crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's up to God to do it, right? It's not up to us to do it. What if the person's delusional? What if the person's delusional and they think that the person's going to kill someone, but they actually never were, right?
Who's to say that God doesn't? Who's to say that God
hence
doesn't?
Hence the reason I said actionable threat.
I'm a Christian, but I'll choke your ass out.
Yes.
What's an actionable threat, though?
Right.
Like they're in the process of carrying something out.
Everything is a perception.
Or they're in the process of planning something out, even. And then they fight back or resist arrest or resist stopping the action. So what happens?
You'd have to have credible evidence of them doing that, right?
What? No,
they still didn't. They still didn't initiate it.
Court case now.
It can't be hearsay. It can't be just on someone's word or popular.
Is this not all imagined right here? We're just talking about imagination.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, we're trying to get around a moral standard here in some form or another. Yes.
Trying to find a baseline, Jack.
Well, like if somebody said, "I am going to go kill that person," sorry, Jack. Then yeah, you've got something. But if they're not like, "I'm going to go actually eliminate somebody," then you don't really have proof, right?
Well, that was the question I asked. If they were an actionable threat.
Yeah, well, that's up to you guys. You're the Christians, so you decide.
I think it's fine to preemptively put someone down if they're making threats like that and they're actually intending to act upon them.
I'm pretty good at it. I took a dude down yesterday that I know for a fact was going to shoot somebody about a week from now. I know it.
When you say take down, what do you mean by that?
Just a good old sweet, just like a little Windsor, something you'd see like in the 90s. Nothing special, but
nothing. So you're saying you killed somebody?
Either. You need to calm down.
You're saying you killed somebody preemptively? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just beat him up real good.
Oh, okay. I get you.
Yeah. I said, "Don't you shoot them people a week from now?" And he's like, "Okay." You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Why do you think we've been? Well, never mind. That's too broad of a question. Gratitude and praise. How often do you guys consider those things? How often do you allow yourself to actually sit in and feel appreciation for what you're doing?
Feel it?
Yep.
Care very little about it, me personally.
That's why you're bitter.
Oh, I'm not a bitter person.
Yeah, you are.
Are you sure?
No, very selective on my bitterness, right?
But you brought plenty here for some reason.
Just you. You notice I'm not going after anybody else's degeneracy.
Whose soundboard keeps fucking everything up?
Not sure. Is that me?
No, it wasn't you. I don't know who it was.
I've got a horrible connection, right? So I got commie connection. It's a problem.
Yeah, it's not you. Somebody was hitting a soundboard song or note every few minutes.
Well, here's the truth: is that there's been patterns in my life, even with strangers, maybe especially with strangers, I tend to trigger egos. So if you're feeling something here with me, Josh, that's on you. I can help you.
No, Jack, you and I know each other way back a while ago. Don't put me in there with Paul and Snap and all of them. They can drop off. I don't care anything about them. I brought it very specific to you and your Christian, I'm going to call it grifting, right? Because I have a high degree of doubt of
yeah. You're real proud of yourself. What's your question, Josh?
Your question is why don't you improve, right? You make a lot of claims, but you don't actually stand on any of them.
Wait. God dang, I'm so slow. You're full of shit, Josh. You're full of shit.
Okay. We'll start with this. We'll start with basic principles, right? So within Christianity, is
Josh, we're talking about you.
Oh, no, we're not. We're absolutely talking about your standard. That's absolutely okay.
Hold on. How, if you're going to talk about my standard, why? Oh, you think
Christian standard, sir?
Hey, dummy, shush, Josh, please. You're really testing my patience. I want to be respectful.
Of course, because I'm not going to let you turn this any way around.
Shut up. Golly, jeez. These whiny little bitch egos is what's really frustrating me. It's like a toddler. Conversation. Well, no, it's like a toddler. I'm talking to a child. I'm talking to his inner child. He's throwing a tantrum, trying to control the conversation because he wants to be right. I guess I'm matching that in some regard. But Josh, knock it off, dude, or you're gone. Simple as that.
Don't question your standard.
Josh, check yourself and your tone and your intentions. Speak with respect, like you actually care.
Respect for who? I don't have any respect. Okay, I can't say for all.
Right,
grifters, right?
you lack respect because you're a disrespectful man.
He just was saying who he had respect for.
I didn't want to hear it.
It was me.
I had a question for Josh.
I wanted to hear it.
You don't understand, and he doesn't.
Why does Josh call it a grift when you don't really make a lot of money doing this? I don't understand.
Shoot, I don't make.
I just don't understand. I don't understand that accusation.
Well, this is the thing.
Worst grifter ever. Yeah.
People.
Hey, I wanted to add a little something to Josh's question because I think it's plausible. Like historically, the Levites and the Levitical priesthood are who put that in the Bible and forbid people from doing that. That's not actually from God or the Most High or the prophets. They all spoke against that. And the Levitical priesthood are the same ones that did the animal sacrifices because they were introducing Jewish mysticism. And these are the same individuals running everything that are the Edomites. So actually, God never cared one way or the other whether people tried to connect with God using tangible physical objects. It was the intention of the person's heart and why they were doing what they were doing. So I just wanted to say that and clear that up because there's a whole lot of people in Christianity that don't understand why things are the way they are. And when you kind of look further back, you can look and you can see that there are various people that spoke out against that type of thing, of the control mechanisms that were just put. And basically, they just try to control people since day one. And that's what it is. So, yeah, Grace, I appreciate you bringing up the Magi the way that you did. That's 100%. And, yeah, so I just wanted to add that, Joe.
Yeah, they're waiting for a sign for like who knows how long. The Magi.
We have to find the sign and get it. Tell everybody about it. That's what I did. So whatever. There's nothing else.
I mean, if God's within everybody, which I believe that He is, He, they, nobody has to go outside of themselves for anything. So therefore, any type of usage of something to try to connect to God, I think is a blessed thing because it's somebody that's searching for answers. And I think that the whole fortune telling thing, that's just where deception lies. Because no one can really truly tell the future. They can only sense energy. And so then that just leaves the ability of manipulation in that by other spiritual entities that are just warping people out of shape. That's basically all it is.
I agree with you because I studied all the world's religions and the end conclusion was like, we don't know. Like what everybody's saying about if there is a God or a higher power, then you know what I mean? We've all got it wrong.
There is a Jesus. I've called out to him, seen him, whatever. But who knows if that was the Jesus of anything? But it was what it was, and it had unconditional love, and it had the light and vibration. There you go. And it says, I'm here to save Selena. And I got to feel them be inside of them. And so did she. She started crying. Yes. And I was driving. What a nervous wreck that is. Period. And that's all you got to do is tap in, get Wi-Fi to see Jesus. There's love there, bitch, too, there, and messages. And whatever you come up with. And that's how we communicate telepathically, because all we are is consciousness. We got to tap into it because we have it with each other, within each other. And whatever consciousness is new to us is you. And we can all share each other's story. No matter what we did in it, the light's there to look at for fun. Like forever. We're going to eternally live with this bullshit entertainment of each other.
You know what I love about Dashin? He's kind of a visionary, religious, but he always says, like, I don't even care. What the fuck? You know what I mean? He keeps it very, he's not saying, look at me, I have this special. He's just very pedestrian. It's just like, it happened, whatever, it might happen to you. Don't look away from it. But Jack, I wanted to say, first of all, Sunday, it's a day of peace. I wanted to say, I genuinely apologize. Yesterday I went at you, but I did that actually because I think a lot of people say that kind of stuff. And I do think, like, yeah, okay, there are questions there, but like you can hear it. And, I think a lot of people dance around it. Like, how does it make sense? I believe there's something in there. I think when I see the Lalo thing, I'm like, here's a guy, Jack's talking about Trump. Here's a guy who's not that far away. Like, somehow I think that's meant to be. So I do think the politics thing is a real thing for you. And I know you are a man of action, not just a visionary. But the other thing I just wanted to say, Jack, is what's interesting to me, because I remember how I said I think you're a little too critical of yourself before. You will always allow a hostile male up. And it's like you're super indulgent of that. Even more than like friendly people. Like Matt's kind of like has so much in common with you, but you always prioritize that, which is interesting because I wonder if that isn't because I have a very hostile son as well. And like if it's a way of, in a sense, and I'm not saying there's like anything wrong with that, like trying to speak to a person. I can't talk to my son either. Actually, two of my sons are hostile.
David, try muting.
That it's like because you can't talk to your son, someone else who's hostile kind of like catches your ear, for good or bad.
No, my son had very gentle energy and personality.
Oh, okay.
But my father figure, my stepfather, was a very angry dude. So there might be some daddy issues I'm still working through. But another part of this, though, is just me as a man. I'm willing to test myself.
Yeah.
Face the discomfort and try to find resolve and see if we can, find a different direction.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes I think people make, a legitimate criticism that sometimes like you're overindulgent of critical people because they always say the same thing over and over. And it's like, okay, what can I do? But it's a good characteristic though.
Jack, also
in general,
before I forget about it, also you've got a mod that's dropping links to other people's live streams. Lex Animata.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't pay attention. Who is that? Who's coming through with the noise? I don't know.
It's not David. I thought it was David, but it's not.
Hopefully it's not me. Here, let me mute and see.
I don't know.
It's like a low bass noise.
That's the theory.
I think they were. Anyway, we'll see if it comes through.
Matt, just throw your mute on for a second and just leave it there.
Me?
That might have been it. Because I started hearing a buzz, and it went. Yeah, there might be a little bit of feedback in what you got set up over there, Matt. Not sure.
It's probably the vape. Every time you vape, it's near the lavalier.
Could be. Well, here this goal, this idea. I don't have dreams, but I've got a vision, right? And the vision just came from a plan. The vision is just ideas. I'm trying to share these ideas with others because I believe if enough of us agree, then this is what we're going to do. We're going to end the legal secrecy and the corruption of the banking industry. In the past, I never believed we could. At this point, I don't believe we have any other choice.
Okay.
We either face the problems or we're heading towards destruction. Am I wrong?
I think the system was designed like this for a reason. And I think that we don't necessarily have the power to even change it because it's what the creator created. I don't think man created all this. It's too perfect by design.
Well, let's be honest. The overall, yeah, God created, and even there's even a perfection in the manipulation of the governments and the economics, right? God allowed it, but all of these systems that everyone has become dependent upon, they're just ideas, right? We've imagined corporations, corporate bodies, corporate entities. We've imagined states and nations. They're not real. It's just
but those ideas don't come from us.
We choose the ideas we hold. We choose the ideas that are important to us. And I swear, this is why I'm telling everybody, let love be the utmost importance. Dash gets the love, man.
Love conquers all.
It does, and it has, and it will if we allow it. If we invite love to win, love wins. If we invite ourselves to fight, we fight.
Jack, have you ever heard of the Catholic worker movement? It was big in the 20s and 30s and died out in the 40s because of World War II. Oh, you do know? Do you know the guy Peter Morin? He's one of the founders. And I think Dorothy Day was the other one.
Dorothy Day is one I knew of. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like homies with this really interesting guy. He was a lay person. But if I could read you, he wrote these little, what are called easy essays.
Please.
So I think a lot of this is what is what you would say. He says, the world would be better off if people tried to become better, and people would become better if they stopped trying to become better off. For when everybody tries to become better off, nobody is better off. But when everybody tries to become better, everybody is better off. I mean, that's your message, right? I mean,
that is spot on. I didn't want to distract or interrupt, but Austin, those pups, man.
Aw, pitties, pity bulls. I love pitties.
How
German
cute.
Pitbull,
How
German Shepherd.
cute is that?
I miss my
Holy
pitty girl.
I guess we've got it going on today, man. Look at that pretty one.
It's got the same hairstyle as Dashton.
Right. They match. They match. How perfect.
But the Catholic worker philosophy, Jack, was instead of saying like we're going to change society, they had this idea society is like a dead shell, and if we create a functional society within it, eventually it will replace it. You see what I mean? It wasn't so much about revolutionary change. And so they had these like Catholic worker houses where people would come for discussions, never any charge. They fed the homeless, poor people, never any charge. But they also never took any government money. And actually the movement now has been taken over because then they started asking for government money, and then it just becomes another government, you know what I mean? But originally the idea is like, no, this is all just free contributions. So it might be an interesting thing to like revive, I think, because they were right on. But because they were, and you know why they ended? Because they advocated for peace, and they didn't think the World War II was a just war, which I agree. We shouldn't have gotten into it. And for that, everyone turned against them because everyone was convinced that war was the solution and violence was the solution. And they said no, not even in the case of World War II, which you could make a case for. Like, no.
But doesn't it say in the Old Testament there's a time for peace, time for war, time for love, time for hate? I mean, time to plant, time to cut them down.
That was my concern because it named off all these great things that was going to come to pass in the last days, and then it says these things must come to pass. They must.
Well, it also says he who kills with the sword must be killed by the sword. So it's almost like telling you should get rid of murderers in the world.
No, it says he who lives by the sword dies by it. It's not saying he must die
says
by
he
it.
who kills with the sword must be killed by the sword. Look it up.
Yeah, I need to get Alberta Edgewise.
I dig both versions.
The devil himself is here. He knows it. Go ahead, Hank. The Dark Lord.
So, serendipity happened, Jack. How many works did a video today on retirement and confirm my suspicions about the elite and how to use the retirement funding as a slush fund for themselves. So we need to figure out a hack to get some of this liquidity out so we can defund them.
Well, I believe these crazy ideas I've got, that's the path. Set the world free of this economic dependence. We've created a dependence on the government and the economics, on these systems and the rules, because we've lost trust in each other. We've lost trust in God. And we haven't trusted God because we didn't know God is true. But seriously, it's as simple as acceptance. Those who accept God to be true can know God to be true. Those who accept love to be true can know love to be true. This is the power God has given us, guys. The power of our mind, the vocabulary, the language, the words we use. It creates you and destroys you. You get to choose.
But if you if you accept Muhammad to be true, is Muhammad true? If you accept Satan to be true, is Satan true?
For you?
Maybe Muhammad said some things that are true.
So, Jack, you don't believe in the universal truth? Like there's like a one true truth that's true for everybody? And that we all just don't see it exactly right? Or do you believe like everybody's truth is equally valid? Like existentialism kind of?
There's one absolute truth that all of us are an intimate part of, but the reality is everyone's subjective reality is objectively real to them, right? So this is where we've gotten disconnected. I learned this in an NLP class. It's really actually pretty basic. We often have a disconnection from what's in our mind and our heart and the words that'll come out. And then any words you hear, right, there may be another level, another filter going from your ears to your mind too.
So then the most important thing is that everybody perceives reality the same way so we can all agree on reality itself, right?
I believe this is where mankind has developed. If we objectively look at the facts together, we stop allowing media and governments and corporations to tell us lies. If we unite together with a love for the truth, we can overcome all of these divisions from the religions, from the economics, from the politics.
It's hard because big corporations like Meta and Google control the flow of information, right? So they can promote false narratives if they want.
Yeah.
So far, things easier to find that are not necessarily true.
Yeah, like I experienced this on YouTube. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just back in 2020, I got banned because I was saying truth, absolute, universal truths, and they were just like, "Nope, you're banned." Right? They didn't like it, so it's really hard for people to. It's like the pop-up Jack in the Box. You know, it keeps popping up. What's that game? Pop Goes the Weasel or whatever. You know, you're trying to
whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. You're like you have to keep making accounts and popping up to get the truth out, and they just keep.
So here's an issue, Matt. Truth is just a feeling. Many people imagine chase books around, believing they found the truth, but when I asked them, cross-examined, asked them to show me the evidence, prove it to me, explain it, they usually just floating accusations instead of explanations. So we never can see it the same way because you're basing your truth on your feelings, your emotions, rather than facts.
Yeah, true. And also the sources, right? If they control the sources, remember like Snopes it turned out that the guy was like weird or whatever. Some weird.
There was a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple
like,
and a cat.
They're like sources, please. But the sources, if one side controls the sources, then you're always going to get the same answers, right?
But it's never one side controls the sources.
Well, it is because if Meta and Google are left wing biased, right, then you're only going to get one side of the argument.
Use something other than those two places. There's plenty of other search engines.
Yeah, but most people don't do that. Just like older people, they just watch the news, right? They're not online looking for alternate sources or.
Then their ignorance is their own fault.
But that's the majority of people, sadly.
Yeah, the majority of people are stupid.
It is. Unfortunately, this is the realism of the world today. We've got ignorance is literally it's not just enabled, it's manufactured. I mean, it's crazy what human greed has developed. We live in an age of information. We have the opportunity to overcome disease, poverty, all sorts of things. And we've got these corporations that sell us limited data plans, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, we've got to register, we've got to apply, we got to schedule. Corporations are demons. I've been battling these fucking demons for the past 8 years. Corporations, I mean.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
Longer for me.
Well, guys, this is what I mean. God sent us. As God sent Jesus to become the light in the darkness, you and I, we are that, right? The idea from the sermon at church today, really, if we choose to walk with the Holy Spirit, to invite love to lead us, we glorify God through our good fruits, sharing blessings with our neighbors, with the strangers we might encounter, right? Life doesn't have to be so, we do not have to have a world that's so filled with bitter bitches. I know that.
Preach, brother.
And when we, go ahead, please. Feedback, thoughts.
Yeah, Jack, I just wanted to say, along the lines of what I was saying before, right now you've got 9 people here and about 130 people watching, and none of us are watching TV right now. You know, we're not being fed a corporate. Now we are participating in YouTube, but like they're largely losing money on us, right? Like, to be honest, like, to keep this going at this level. So, and they have their reasons for doing it. But like, I do think you can have hope, because a lot of us, if it wasn't for YouTube, might be just like, okay, I'm going to watch the game and the commercials and all that stuff. And so I think we could celebrate, you know, a little bit in a little bit of a way. We have a different economy here of entertainment. Instead of just watching the game or, you know, the usual slop, we're having fellowship.
So hit the like button.
With some really interesting people, I think.
Yeah, I know you might not want to, but just hit it anyways. And you won't regret it. I swear to God. Or you won't regret it. Hit the like button.
150. Look at that.
Yeah, hit me.
Doing good.
Corporations have been literally tormenting me since I was a child. So I want to share the love with them for sure.
Hey, Jack. Do you think that because we are corporations, technically, that we are dead entities as well?
If we believe in the identity that's been sold to us, yes, we become dead inside. And I can explain that. I became dead inside after my service in the military because I thought I was a social security number. I thought I was an employee ID once I got at the post office. And I knew all this time I was just a number, right? I didn't fucking matter to anybody. I didn't matter to the government. Matter of fact, my job in the military was in the personnel department, ordering up the replacements, right? So when we did the exercises, I didn't go to war, but in the exercises, massive letters of casualty and all sorts of crap. I became a number, which made me feel I was expendable. It wasn't until I found God, found faith, And faith, all that really is it's a peace within us. It's a trust and a knowing that it's going to be okay. I think I took us away. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, that was a good answer. I mean, then the question becomes, who's making us corporations?
Oh, but that's actually a simple question to answer. We can go to the Secretary of State's websites, and they literally list everyone who made a corporation in your state.
This is what, the way I see this, we are truly multidimensional. We are multidimensional beings, very complex sources of energy. And we were born into a society that really wants to reduce us down to 2 dimensions, right? Duality, left or right, right? Positive or negative. And then the 2 dimensions were brought down to following all these regulations, right? All these rules, traditions, whether it's overcomplication in the religions or it's overcomplications in our society. I'm pretty sure God wants us to simplify things, to be honest. Because with God, everything is more simple.
And I think Ben Thorpe had a pretty good point with corporations like 501c3 is made to control the not-for-profit's behavior. If they decide, well, we're going to pay taxes, then we do what we want, well, the government's not going to have as much control.
No, you know what's very interesting about America? If you are being religious, you don't pay any taxes. You don't even have to register as a 501c3. Religion is exempt, and what's considered religion is very, vague.
Don't you have to register as a 501c to take donations, though?
No, because
Okay,
what's
I don't know
interesting
the
about
rules.
that is because of the separation, right? So the separation goes both ways. The IRS has no right to demand anything of you as a religious entity. The only problem is, like, if you say you're a religious entity and you're really not, okay, then they might. But like generally, they give broad, even like satanic churches are exempt.
You have to give proof. You still have
No.
to show them your tax.
What's the criteria?
No,
Yeah,
you
what's the
don't have to
criteria?
give the government anything. No paperwork, nothing.
What's the criteria? Does anyone know?
Yeah,
Organization.
So you could look it up in the IRS website, but it's fairly broad. In other words, let's say I'm having a Catholic media organization, right? So I don't need the bishop to say, yeah, he's Catholic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because the government doesn't
But
recognize
Catholicism is
certain religions.
it's a long held accepted religion. It goes back a long time, right?
Right. Yeah.
It would be harder for like newer religions, like say for my
Not
faith.
really. It's actually harder for Catholics because there are certain things, like there has to be like meetings and things like that, for it to be like for to say a house of worship. So the Catholic thing is so organized that it's,
Because I know the
harder.
AFA, the organization that I used to belong to, the AFA, the Asatru Folk Assembly, Stephen McNallen back in I think the 70s got 501c. So it's like a pagan group in the United States that can.
No, 501c that's non-profit. That's different than religious. Religious.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Is automatic, no paperwork required. So it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you
For any
gotta be
religion?
careful if you don't meet the criteria. You got to be careful. If you meet the criteria,
So like the Church of Bob or the Flying Spaghetti Monster or.
you got to look up the criteria. You can't just
I will
make anything a religion. But
Well, yeah, exactly. You had to get the IRS's permission still. I mean, I was looking at because I was looking at the page for Jediism, and it says in 2005 a temple Jedi order was registered in Texas and was granted an IRS tax exemption in 2015.
Do you have a lightsaber?
Yeah, can I be a real Jedi? Is that a real thing?
It could be, but the thing is, if the IRS is granting exemptions, then you have to contact the IRS for some reason.
no, I mean
Be a
you can get them to okay it, but you don't have to. It's safer. I mean, you still are subject to law, but like if you meet the criteria, They
Well,
have to prove
if
it
you're
against you.
if you're a Jedi, the law is subject to you. I need to find out where this place is at, dude. Get the whole force. I can have multiple.
This is probably something that needs to be Googled, right?
Yeah.
I would say. The AI is quite useful. What do you think of the concept that AI will become like God? Like that it becomes sentient and then it's less biased than humans are. It's not left wing, right wing.
Yeah, never. I would say never because it's just a graph database with a chatbot front end.
Yeah.
I would say this, Matt. Do you think anyone is ever going to like feel like they're married to an AI woman? No.
No, I don't mean like in that. Like say when AI finally, when androids become more like humans, right? Like, what if AI becomes like sentient and self-aware, and it's like you humans are biased. You're always.
They can't even drive cars. They can't even get AI to drive cars. It's
no,
a
I know, but I'm
disaster.
talking in the future.
I don't think it'll ever. I don't think you can replicate human.
Like what's this? The Isaac Asimov predicts this in his novels. Really great sci-fi novels. He's saying that AI becomes sentient, and then there's some kind of war, I think, or something. I can't remember the whole story, but then humans start, because the population gets so large, AI starts managing humanity like a resource or whatever, and then humans start colonizing the entire galaxy. Right? It's amazing. He had amazing foresight, predicted a lot of things.
All right. We're hitting that 2-hour mark. I'm
gonna step out. Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you again, Matt.
Jack.
Yep.
Pleasure. Appreciate
Cheers.
you.
2 more hours.
Yeah.
Not for me. Thank you very much. I'm tapping out.
I'm just kidding.
Good
I have to
to
go
see ya.
barbecue. I'm barbecuing with my neighbor right now, so I'm out of here too.
Excellent.
Hey Jack, if you have no one to raid to, there is. I call her my girlfriend. It's she's small channel, real nice lady called the Book of RLM, and she's talking about the dark feminine. But I'm just saying, if you had no one else to go to, I try to, say I'm helping her out. So